Betrayal. Wow, that word alone carries so much weight, doesn't it? It's just one of the most painful things we can go through as human beings, something that can shake you right to your core. If you're watching this, chances are you're trying to navigate that pain right now. So let's get into it, not as some abstract idea, but as a real practical guide to understanding what you're feeling and how to find your way forward. You know, the moment betrayal hits, it literally feels like you've been tossed into a stormy ocean with no life raft. One second, you're standing on solid ground, everything feels safe and warm. And the next, you're just lost. The cold waves of shock and confusion just keep crashing over you. If that's where you are right now, please hear me. That feeling is 100% valid. And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, right? The deepest cut isn't the action itself. It's the person behind it. It's that violation of a bond you thought was sacred, the shattering of a trust you believed was rock solid. It's the you of all people that just echoes in your mind long after the shock wears off. That's the part that really haunts you. Have you ever actually wondered that? Like, why does this emotional pain make your chest physically ache? Why does it feel like your stomach is tied in knots? Well, I'm here to tell you it is not just in your head. There is a very real and pretty fascinating scientific reason why this kind of hurt cuts so unbelievably deep. So let's start right at the beginning, that first seismic shock, the moment the ground just completely disappears from under your feet. Understanding what's happening in your brain and your body is honestly the most important first step to processing it all and finding your footing again. Let's be super clear here. What we're talking about is so much more than just being disappointed. Disappointment is when, a plan gets canceled. Betrayal is when the very foundation of a relationship, the love, the trust, that whole shared history you built together, is intentionally smashed to pieces. It's a fundamental violation of your world. Okay, and this right here, this is what confirms everything you're feeling. That gut-wrenching pain, it's real. Your brain is literally lighting up in the exact same places it would if you'd, say, broken your arm. This is why your whole body gets flooded with fear and hurt. It's not you overreacting, it's your nervous system responding to what it genuinely sees as a physical level threat. This image just captures that feeling perfectly, doesn't it? It's like you're walking confidently across a floor you thought was solid rock, and suddenly it just turns into a spiderweb of shattered glass. All at once, everything you believe to be true about the relationship, about them, maybe even about your own judgment, it's all thrown into question. That feeling of free fall, that's the painful signature of betrayal. Let's just break this down with an example to make it crystal clear. Disappointment is saying, I'm so sad our vacation got rained out. Betrayal is finding out the person I trusted with everything lied to me about where they were during that trip. See the difference? One is about an event. The other is about a person and a deep violation of trust. And recognizing that is so key to honoring the real depth of your pain. Betrayal can show up in a lot of different ways. It might be infidelity, which just shatters the core of a partnership. It could be someone breaking confidentiality, when a secret you trusted them with is suddenly used as gossip or even as a weapon against you. It can be deception, that slow, creeping horror when you realize your reality was built on a lie. Or it can be abandonment, being left totally alone when you needed them most by someone who swore they'd always be there. Just being able to name it, that helps you start to take back a piece of your reality. Okay, so after that initial shockwave starts to fade, what's next? Well, it's usually not calm. It's more like a chaotic, emotional storm. So let's talk about the complex and often really contradictory feelings that come up in that turbulent aftermath. And it really is an avalanche. It's not just one feeling, it's all of them, sometimes all at once. You can feel this white-hot rage, and at the same time this profound, soul-crushing grief for what you lost. Then there's the dizzying confusion about what was even real, and this creeping distrust that starts to poison everything. This emotional roller coaster isn't a sign you're unstable. It's a totally normal part of the process. These intense feelings lead to some very, very human reactions. You might find yourself obsessively replaying events in your head, like a detective trying to find the one clue you missed. That's just your brain trying to make sense of something that feels senseless. That distrust might start to spread, making you wary of everyone. You might even start blaming yourself. And sometimes, when it's all just too much, you just feel numb. These aren't signs of weakness. They are powerful defense mechanisms, your mind trying to cope with an unbearable amount of pain. And the impact here, it's not just a feeling, it's measurable. I mean, look at these numbers. Let them sink in and validate what you're going through. Studies show that a minimum of 30% of people who experience romantic betrayal end up with symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, or depression. And that number can jump as high as 60%. This isn't something you should just get over. It's a major traumatic event with very real consequences for your mental health. So, understanding the pain is vital, absolutely. But at some point, the focus has to shift from what was done to you to what you will do for yourself. This is about taking your power back, not by pretending it didn't happen, but by choosing how you move forward. Let's talk about the first real, actionable steps you can take. We're going to break this down into 3 core moves. Think of it as your personal roadmap. First, giving yourself permission to actually feel the pain without judging yourself for it. Second, protecting your healing by setting firm, clear boundaries. And third, finding your strength again by leaning on your support system. This is how you navigate out of the storm and get back to solid ground. So, step 1. It sounds so simple, but honestly, it's often the hardest. We're always told to be strong, to just move on. But real strength is having the guts to honor your feelings. Pushing down the grief, the rage, it doesn't make it disappear. It just buries it deeper. So give yourself permission to feel it all. Write it down in a journal, totally uncensored. Your feelings aren't the enemy here. They're actually your compass, pointing you toward what needs to heal. Now, on to step 2. Boundaries. This is so important. After a betrayal, your sense of safety is completely shattered. Boundaries are how you start to rebuild that safety, brick by brick. This might mean you need to limit or even pause contact with the person who hurt you. And this quote is perfect because this isn't about punishing them. It's about protecting you. It's a powerful declaration of your own self-worth. It's you saying, my peace of mind is my top priority now. And finally, step 3. Betrayal makes you feel incredibly alone. The best antidote for that is connection. So think about the people in your life who have proven they're trustworthy, the ones who feel like sunshine, and lean on them. But this is also about reconnecting with the most important person in this whole story, you. What did you love to do before all this happened? What hobbies made you feel alive? Getting back to those things reminds you that your identity is so much bigger than this one painful experience. It reminds you of who you are at your core. Okay, so you've navigated the shock. You're taking those first brave steps to get some control back. So what does the long-term path to healing actually look like? This last part is all about that journey, that slow, steady walk toward a real, lasting peace. And we'll also tackle that tough question of whether what was broken can ever be fixed. Please, if you take away nothing else, remember this. Healing is not a straight line. It's more like a winding path. You're going to have good days and you're going to have days that feel like a huge step back. That is totally normal. You just have to focus on the very next step in front of you. Be incredibly patient and kind to yourself, the way you would be with a good friend who is healing from a serious injury. Ah, the million-dollar question, isn't it? After all of this, after trust has been so completely annihilated, is it even possible to put the pieces back together? The honest answer is, it's complicated. Sometimes, yes, it can be, but it is never, ever easy. And it takes a very specific and very demanding set of conditions to even have a chance. If trust is going to be rebuilt, it has to stand on these 4 non-negotiable pillars. First, the person who hurt you has to take full accountability. No excuses, no blaming you. Second, radical transparency. Secrets are what broke everything. Relentless honesty is the only way to start to fix it. Third, consistent actions over a long period of time. An apology is just words. Trust is rebuilt by behavior you can see and count on. And finally, mutual commitment. One person cannot fix a relationship alone. It has to be a shared, wholehearted effort from both of you. And that brings us to the most important point of all, whether that one relationship gets repaired or not. I really want you to let this sink in. You are worthy of relationships where you feel safe, where respect and honesty and genuine care are the defaults, not something you have to constantly fight for. You should never have to shrink yourself or beg for the basic decency that you absolutely deserve. I want to leave you with this last thought because it's so powerful. As absolutely devastating as betrayal is, it can also be a doorway to discovering yourself in a profound new way. It forces a kind of clarity that comfort never can. It shows you your own hidden strength, your resilience, and it shines a bright light on what you truly need and deserve in your life. In the deepest pain, there is often the greatest chance for growth. You might feel lost right now, but maybe, just maybe, this is the path to truly finding yourself.